Hey everybody, it's friend Lance. Welcome to another edition of my Santa series, and I've got a special little helper here. I've got Santa's little helper number one. This is one of our 5 fur babies. His name is Nico, and as you can see, he's dressed up to match Santa, and he's not super happy about it. But he is a Shi Tzu. He's an Imperial Shi Tzu, and all of our fur babies are Shi Tzus, and or at least they have some Shi Tzu in them. 3 of them are purebred Shi Tzus. And so I'll introduce each one of them in the videos to come on the Santa series, but he's here helping me today. And this video is gonna be how I do the bloom technique on some rough cut wood rounds that I get off Amazon. Let's go watch how we do some Christmas ornaments using some fluid art techniques. And Mr. Nico is gonna say bye for now. And yeah, let's get to making some ornaments.
We're Santa's little helpers, some might call us elves, but Santa's little helpers is what we call ourselves. We're Santa's little helpers, and if you want to know, there's nowhere else on earth.
For our first ornament, I am layering a small cup. What I'm doing is we're gonna do an ornament that is a kind of like a sunset mountain snowscape. And so I'm layering the cup right now for the sky. So I've layered the colors there. I will put the colors in the description box. All the colors are mixed with Floetrol and paint, like 2-to-1 Floetrol to paint, and a little bit of Liquitex pouring medium. And now I'm adding some gold and white and a little of the pink, and I was trying to add a little bit more of warmth to the horizon line of the sky, and I feel like I got a little too much gold in there, so you'll see me I'm tilting it off, to create the horizon line and tilting it back and forth. And I'm not happy with it, so you'll see me kind of run my finger through it. And sometimes this is good to do, like just run your finger through it to like mix things around with your latex glove, and then tilt it off for the horizon line. And then I was a little bit more happy with the result of the sky. And then I'm going to get ready to mix a cup for kind of the foreground and the mountains and the snowy mountains. And I like this kind of pour for a ornament on a rough cut wood round, because I feel like it really lends itself, like it's a really kind of neat way to use fluid art to make a snow scene. And so you'll see me dump that cup, and then we're trying to tilt off and create our kind of snowy mountain range.
Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day. A Merry Christmas Day.
So I'm pretty happy with that foreground, but you see I'm getting out my palette knife and trying to put some darker blue in there to create the mountain range. I want to create that shaded darker side, and I am trying to just kind of give more of a delineation of the features of a mountain range there. So, you know, get out your paints. You know, you just try to create these mountain range shapes, and I think it's starting to kind of come together. I'm pretty pleased with it. You'll see me work some more to try and get these shapes, and you just got to kind of play with it until you get what you're looking for. But yeah, I mean, it's a very fun kind of fluid art treatment to do on an ornament. And if you notice, there is no hole yet drilled in this ornament, and that's kind of important, folks, because when you're creating a mountain range that needs to have a horizon line, you don't want to have a hole in there that you're trying to create this horizon line to be level with. You want to wait and let this thing dry, figure out where your horizon line is, be happy with it, and then at the end of the drying, then you'll go in and you can kind of balance the ornament, find where it is level at the top, and drill your hole so that the horizon line, when this ornament is hanging from that hole, it will be level. Because that's super important when you've got something like this and it's a landscape. We are on to ornament number 2, and this is where I'm going to show you how I like to do kind of a bloom on these rough cut wood rounds. I like to put a base paint on, and you see my blue, kind of glacier blue base paint, and then I'm going to put the darker blue, a puddle of the darker blue, a puddle of this kind of purplish tone, and another puddle of glacier blue, because this is going to be blown out. Some of that kind of corally pink color, some silver, and I believe I'm going to put down some gold next. Yes, some gold. And that gold is interference gold. Golden's interference gold mixed with 24 karat deco art, extreme sheen. And my cell activator is Amsterdam titanium white. And I'm gonna blow it out. You see me blowing that out with my solution to the puffy, because I could not get a puffy. This is my car. It's actually a hose with like car detailing kind of fixtures, and I really like it. It does the job, and as you see there, I've blown it out, and we're going to put it on the turntable and give it a spin, and spin it out and torch it. And I like kind of how it's developing, and I like doing these types of blooms because with that much white in the center, it's interesting. But I also do, you'll see later, I'm a figure skating coach, and I'll do like silhouettes of figure skaters, and I'll put holographic fleck type paint where the hair and where the costumes are. It makes a really kind of interesting, neat looking Christmas ornament when it has the high gloss finish in the end. But here you see me kind of pulling some of the style lines through, giving it a couple more spins, and yeah, I'm liking how this is turning out. Now we are on to ornament number 3, and it's going to be another bloom, and I'm putting down the same glacier base coat. Last time I kind of blew the base coat around and took it off of camera. I'm doing it on camera and just spreading it around with my glove. But yeah, I'm trying, well, there we go. I'm trying to coat it, make sure it's even. It was a little cold in my garage, and so I think the paints started getting a little thicker than I wanted them to. They were not really very thick, but it was hard to keep thinning them out and keeping them as thin as they needed to be. Typically I would want this a little bit thinner, but it was alright. And now I'm going to start doing the puddles again so that I can do the bloom and kind of blow out using my Amsterdam titanium white at the very end. I'm just like kind of dabbing colors in here. I'm not doing them as straight, you know, as much as straight puddles. I'm just kind of swirling them around a little bit and then putting my white in the middle and seeing kind of what I come up with. I believe I'm probably gonna torch this maybe. There we go. And so gonna let that sit for a second, and then I'm gonna get my trusty blower out and blowing this bloom out again. I'm liking how it's blowing out. It's kind of unusual. That's kind of a cool looking bloom, and I'm gonna put it on my turntable and give it a spin. Round and round and round she goes. And I'm liking what's happening. It looks pretty cool. And as I said earlier, this one would really make a good one for the silhouettes that I do of skaters. I do them kind of like in a deep kind of Prussian blue, which is what the Prussian blue is in there. And as you can see, that's one of them on another blown out bloom. And I think I'm going to bring up another one for you to see. They turn out really cool, and that's the holographic fleck paint that I put in there for the dress and the hair. Just kind of makes a really cool, unique ornament. And there's another blown out bloom I'm just showing you. It hasn't obviously been, there's no silhouette or there's no varnish on it yet. And I'm just kind of going back and showing you the mountain range, and then this is another fluid art ornament that I did, and obviously I embellished it and went back and painted it, and I'm going to show you some others that I've done. This is not fluid art technique. I just painted these, you know, in Christmassy type scenes with little, you know, figures. And here's another one I did for someone that was someone who bought an ornament off my site, and I've done ornaments. These are just painted of people's pets. And that's another figure skating scene. And this painting is a Taller Cranston painting reproduction. He was an amazing figure skater, Canadian figure skater, a legendary artist, like amazing artist. Look up Taller Cranston. And I did this reproduction on a wood round, like a large wood round. Now I'm drilling my hole. Like I told you earlier, if you're doing these landscape pours on these wood rounds, you want to make sure that you do the pour and you figure out how it's going to hang level, and then you pick your point, mark it off, and drill the hole so that when this ornament is hanging on the tree, it's hanging level with the horizon. And wipe off my sawdust here from drilling the hole and kind of clearing the hole out with the drill. And as you can see, there it is, and now I've got a hole drilled in there where now we're gonna be able to hang the ornament and it will be level with the horizon. And that's the same ornament, and as you can see, I'm using it to paint a church, kind of wintry church scene with, you know, the church is gonna have trees on the sides of it, and it'll have a snow-covered roof, and just kind of putting that in there as a holiday-themed scene with the paint poured, wintry, mountainous background with the beautiful kind of sunset sky. And I'm even using my skewer to paint the trees, because I think, as I've gotten used to doing a lot of paint pouring, I've gotten used to using a skewer. Obviously I use my brushes too when I want to paint some of these things in, but I like using the skewer when I'm doing these trees because I feel like it helps with the branches, and I'm doing different colors of kind of like bluish tone to the white to create, shading of the snow on the trees, and I'm putting in my base color of the greenish blue tone for the trees, and then I'll shade it with the two tones of the white mixed with blue, and then a pure white for the light side where the light's hitting the trees. If you found this video informative and inspiring, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, please ring the bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload new videos. And I'll show you, I have gone a little bit further with the church, and here is what it's looking like now. And these are some of the ornaments that I have done and embellished. And I hope this has inspired you to maybe do some wood round ornaments. And Nico would like to thank you for watching, and be on the lookout for my next Santa series video.